Hey everyone and welcome to Storytime. My name is Jake and today we are going to look at the subreddit r/entitledparents, where people tell us their stories of crazy mums and dads who think they're entitled just because they have kids. If you're new around here, please hit subscribe down below so that you never miss out on another video. But for now, let's sit back, relax, and enjoy some Reddit stories. Entitled mother learns that I, a fellow woman, wear a bra and takes a break from putting down her son to complain to my manager. Context: I work in a body product / cosmetics store, and I often work in the skincare section. EM, entitled mum, PK, poor kid, and me, Minecraft expert? On this particular day, entitled mother comes in with her teenage son, poor kid, and the only thing I can see from a skincare perspective is that he has a bit of acne. Not really even that much. Just normal, I'm a hormonal teenage boy and only occasionally wash my face by dipping it into the shower acne. However, entitled mother starts instantly telling me about her son's terrible acne. Like, really going in and saying how obvious it was and how it had to be dealt with. I instantly felt bad for poor kid because I know that it must be absolutely awful to have your mum talk about your acne like that, especially right in front of you. And sure enough, I see him looking really embarrassed and uncomfortable. I immediately tell entitled mother that poor kid has totally normal skin for a teenager, and it's really not that noticeable. But we can definitely build a skincare routine around oil control and acne reduction in case he ever really needs it. I start to go through the options, talking mostly to poor kid. It's going to be his routine after all, he should have a say in it. But entitled mother keeps interrupting, and every time she speaks, it's to either belittle PK's skin or to scoff at information I'm trying to give about the products. Finally, after about 20 minutes of this awkwardness, we settle on a few key products he seems happy with, and I ask if he'd like a basket to take them up to the register. Instantly, entitled mother cuts in and says very rudely that she's not happy paying for it without knowing it works. Annoyingly sure, but okay, that's why we do samples. So I go off and make them like a dutiful employee. However, when I take them back to entitled mother and poor kid, he looks utterly mortified, and entitled mother just looks at me with the most smug face I've ever seen, and I'm wondering what the hell went down when I was making the samples. I hand them over to poor kid, tell him I hope they work out, and if he likes them to come back in. Entitled mother clears her throat, and I turn around with my politest smile and ask if there's anything else I can assist with. I'm sorry to do this because you've been very helpful, but I want to see the store manager about your lack of professionalism. The poor kid, clearly horrified, Mum, no, it's seriously not a big deal, let's go. Me, utterly gobsmacked, I'm so sorry to hear that. I'll absolutely get my manager, but would you mind telling me what the matter was? Your bra has been showing the entire time, and I just think that especially when serving customers, it's inappropriate. I look down, expecting a lot more to be out, and instead see that my shirt has slid ever so slightly to the side, and you can see the smallest sliver of the plain black strap. I guess my disbelief must have shown on my face because she instantly glares at me and starts in on a lecture about professionalism. Don't give me that look, it's been distracting my son the entire time, and as a professional woman like myself, I know the value of not being seen wanting it in the workplace. The poor kid clearly wanting to yeet himself out the nearest window. Mom, you can't say that. At that point, I honestly didn't care whether or not the poor dude had actually been looking or not, because I was still reeling over the comment about me in all black workplace clothing with half a plain bra strap showing, apparently meaning I want it. I'm very sorry? My shirt must have slipped. Entitled mother condescendingly, I'm sure, but consequences will now mean you pay better attention to this kind of stuff in future. Hearing that, I was too angry to speak without being rude, so I just went and got my manager. My manager was entirely unhelpful and apologized to entitled mother for the offense caused, after she made me apologize of course, and promised to talk to all employees about workplace dress code. She even gave entitled mother another sample to make up for the whole thing. Of course, the second entitled mother, smugly, and poor kid walked out the door, my manager moaned about insane customers and said my shirt was fine. But the fact that entitled mother walked out thinking humiliating me and her son had gotten her special treatment really makes me furious. I know this wasn't super dramatic compared to the other stories on this sub, and no one was screaming or anything, but I don't know, this really angered me, especially the way she treated her son, and also how she acted as though she was teaching me a life lesson, because my bra strap happened to exist in her world for a few seconds. That's like the worst type of manager as well. The fact that they said in front of the customer that, oh, it was the employee's fault, yeah, I'm so sorry about that. And then when they left, they said, oh, insane customer. It's like, no, you either say the same thing in front of the customer or you just don't talk after. I demand you cut your son's hair because it's making my daughter uncomfortable and gender confused. So, this weird thing happened just 2 days ago, and I am still confused. I posted on this sub before with my own childhood stories a while ago, but I think this time I met my first real entitled mom. Oh my. I was visiting a friend and ex-co-tenant over the weekend. I know her from university, and she now has 2 sons aged 4 and 6. The 6-year-old has long wavy hair like his father. They are kind of a hippie family, but not anti-vax or anything. So we were having cake and tea Saturday afternoon at her place, when we heard quite a loud banging on the door. Without hesitation, my friend just yelled, "Yeah, come on in, the door is open," as she must have expected either one of her own kids, who were playing outside, or some neighborhood children. This is pretty normal here in Switzerland, that you don't lock your door, especially in country villages. Instead, it was the mother of a girl her older son goes to elementary school with, the entitled mother of this story. It started pretty normal as the entitled mother brought a stack of printed out lice warning leaflets and hands them to my friend and explains that there was a lice outbreak at the kindergarten and elementary school, and some of the kindergarten children, including her daughter, were affected. My friend was thankful for the warning and tried to calm the entitled mother down by offering her some cake and tea, so the entitled mother joined us. I don't have kids, but I know that lice infestations happen, especially among small children, and that it's usually not a big deal. The affected kid just doesn't go to school or kindergarten until it's over, which is like 2 or 3 days, and there is a range of products to treat it. Also, summer holidays already started, so the risk of spreading was quite small. No biggie, we thought. Then, entitled mother goes on about how her daughter was affected so badly that she had to cut her long hair, and that her daughter now is super sad and cries all day because of this. My friend tried to be nice and comforting, telling her that it will grow back, and that she is sure that her daughter looks beautiful with short hair, etc. I decided not to get involved as this seemed to be a matter between 2 mothers, and I felt a bit inappropriate, so I kept silent while this conversation derailed. Yeah, but isn't it weird that your son now has longer and more beautiful hair than my girl? Haha, oh well, he started to grow it out a while ago because he likes the long hair of his father. But he looks like a girl, and my daughter looks like a boy. Don't you think this could affect her? Affect her how? Having short hair as a girl isn't uncommon, and looks great, and it's okay for boys to have long hair. She pointed to Entitled Mother's head. Entitled Mother has short hair too. Yeah, but I am 40 and not a girl anymore. Girls have to have long, beautiful hair, and boys have to look like boys. If they don't, they get all confused. Me and my friend, haha, what? So, could you please give your son an appropriate haircut so my daughter doesn't feel so bad about having shorter hair than your boy? No, I'm not going to do that. He really wants to grow it out, but who knows with children, right? This can change any time, but I will not make him. Well, he sure will catch lice then. I mean, I'm still surprised your dirty kids don't have them already. Then you will have to cut his hair. Me now feeling the need to defend my friend. Hey, now try to be nice. She told you she's not going to cut his hair, so that's just it. I waved at the door. Yeah, how about we all calm down now? Entitled Mother, please leave now. I think we don't have anything else to discuss. Thanks for the lice warning, and tell your daughter she is beautiful. Thankfully, Entitled Mother left without making a ruckus. My friend now is a bit paranoid that Entitled Mother will try to infect her boys with lice on purpose. Okay, her friend has got patience, like seriously good patience, because after that "your dirty kids" comment, she'd be straight out of the house. Entitled Mother ridicules me for giving up my seat for a pregnant woman. I travel about 2 hours a day for work, so I've encountered plenty of entitled parents and children. This happened on my way to work this morning. For anyone that doesn't know, the morning rush is called super dense crush load by analysts because there's about 16 people per cubic meter packed in the train. I just want to leave a note first, this happened in Mumbai, India. I got on a train that originated at my station and therefore got a window seat in the women's compartment. A woman and her child, I'm assuming she was around 5, got on just before the train left 10 minutes later, which had already gotten crowded. She and her child made their way up to the aisle where I was seated. She tells her kid to go up and stand next to my window. The kid seemed really sweet, so I offered her to sit on my lap for the journey. Who would want to stand in the crowd for an hour? She declined and said she preferred standing so she could look out the window. No biggie, I made more space for her to lean against my seat and put my earphones back in. I could see the entitled mother muttering to herself, but didn't bother listening in to what she was saying. I assumed she was upset with the morning crowd. She kept talking though, and looking in my direction, so I paused my music and left the earphones in so I could eavesdrop. She was actually complaining loudly about me. So I took out my earphones and smiled at her and asked if something was wrong. Big mistake. You should stand up and let me sit. I have a child with me. I'm sorry, I have to get up at the last stop and I'm not giving up my seat. I did offer the nice kid to sit on my lap though. But I'm tired too. I'm getting pushed around by the crowd. All the trains are crowded in the morning. We can't help it. At this point, the woman sat next to me offered her seat to entitled mother just to keep her quiet. No, I don't want your seat, I want hers, pointing at me. You're not having it, sorry. I put my earphones back in and stared out the window for the next few stops. At this point, another woman managed to push her way into the aisle. She was pregnant. I assumed so by the roundness of her belly and the way she was protectively holding a hand against it. Might have been around 4 or 5 months along. I got up to let her sit because she was getting off earlier than me and, well, because she was pregnant. Nice Kid shuffled a bit to let us move and then went back to her leaning position. Why did you do that? Me, innocently, do what? You pushed my child to let that woman sit. That was my seat. I'm sorry if Nice Kid had to move a bit, but the woman is pregnant and getting off earlier than us. Let her sit for a while? Entitled Mother then goes on an entire tirade. You can't treat me like this. My husband is a politician. I'll have you arrested for assaulting my child. You're discriminating against me. Just because that woman got knocked up doesn't mean I don't need to sit. Yada yada. She was now yelling at anyone who made eye contact with her, or was nearby. She made a lot of personal comments on my attire and other factors. Several slurs with regards to my skin tone as well. I ignored it, all because I don't need this first thing in the morning before work. She must have caused quite a commotion because a lady cop got on at a later station after some of the rush died down and asked her to get off the train with her. Somebody must have been annoyed enough to call the helpline. Her and Nice Kid were taken off the train along with the pregnant lady whose stop it was anyway. I got my window seat back and had a nice view of her being taken to the station master's cabin. It was pretty satisfying in my opinion. Edit, a lot of people seem to be asking and discussing, so number 1, like I already said, this happened in Mumbai, India. Number 2, I'm a girl. Number 3, as far as I know, nobody thinks it's creepy to let a kid sit on your lap on these crowded trains, but not everyone will offer or ask. Number 4, I grew up sitting on women's laps in crowded trains too, so I really didn't think anything wrong about it. I'm sorry if anyone got the wrong idea here. Number 5, we have women plus children only coaches for safety. 3 coaches per 12 coach train. 1 coach that changes back to general admittance between 11 PM and 5 to 5:30 AM. I'm really confused on this one. She said, oh, you should let me sit down because I have a child. But then said, why are you letting her sit down? Just because she got knocked up and got a child? What? Hey everyone, I hope you all had a really good day and that you enjoyed that video. If you want to check out some other videos, then click on screen right now or check out the playlist down below. If you enjoyed that video, then please do leave a like. And if you want to submit your own stories, then you can do so by joining the Discord in the top link in the description. But thank you so much for watching and I will see you very soon.